The following is a presentation of Muddy River Sports.
Welcome to another episode of Schuck on a Truck. I'm Muddy River Sports editor Matt Schuckman, and with the change in seasons comes life changes. And the girl sitting next to me is ready for a big life change. This is Quincy Notre Dame graduate Addi Zanger, and you're ready to head off to college, aren't you?
I'm very ready.
And you're going to the greatest college there is.
Roll Mizzou.
Mizzou, baby. Addi is a recent Quincy Notre Dame graduate, two-sport athlete, and now a member of the Muddy River Sports staff as of this summer, which is thank you for joining us.
It's been a lot of fun.
Good. I'm glad. It's you've done great work, and you'll continue to work for us, hopefully, from college and when you're home and that kind of stuff.
You're not getting rid of me that easy.
Good. I'm glad. I haven't scared you off.
No.
So that's a good thing. Some of my former part-timers would say I can be a little scary at times.
I feel like you haven't been.
Good.
I feel like there were definitely times where I was like, I probably could have written that better. I feel like I'm going to get fired. And then you're like, no, you're doing great.
No. That won't happen. That won't happen. But you are leaving for Mizzou.
Yes.
How different is it right now getting ready to head off to college and not getting ready to play a sport? Because you played tennis and you played softball in high school. How different is it this time of year to not be going, I got to get in shape, I got to be ready?
Yeah, it's definitely been really weird. And there's a lot of discipline that comes with sports, and you learn self-discipline in a way, but it's also like you can always trust. Like, I've played sports since I could walk.
Yeah.
So you can always trust that there's something that's going to keep you in shape and moving and stuff, and I don't really have that anymore, so I'm going to have to figure that out.
Did when August kind of, because there's a rhythm to life, especially when you're involved in sports. You know, June and July, you got baseball, you got softball, you got stuff going on. But once August hits, it's like, okay, it's time to get ready for fall sports. I got to get ready for the start of practice. When August hit, did you go, this is weird?
Yeah, especially because Morgan's been doing, my sister's been doing summer practices, and they just started like challenge matches for tennis, and I was like, well, how are you guys running practice without me? Like, what are you doing?
What do you take with you though, from those times, from those preseason workouts and those tough times? What do you take with you that's going to help you succeed, whether it's collegiately or beyond?
I think there's definitely, like I said, like self-discipline. You learn that, and also just, seeing hard work pay off. Like, over the course of my life, I think it all really culminated in my senior softball season, and I thought I played well, I had a great time, and so it's just being able to see that hard work pay off makes you want to work harder for things in the future. Okay,
you'll laugh at this, but so obviously when I come out to games, I got the camera with me and I'm taking photos. And I try to take some shots during pregame and warm-ups and infield, just so I have some extra stuff, and who knows what I'll get. I got Caitlin Bunty laughing, and she never shows much expression on, but I got her there, I caught you waving at me one time. Like, you looked up and were like...
Well, I'm like straight across that first base. I can always see you. Like, I might as well say hi.
It made me laugh, but that showed me how much fun you guys had.
Yeah.
And that as serious as it was, as committed as you guys were, you still enjoyed high school sports. Is that true?
Yeah, I've said this multiple times, but I think that's the most fun season of my life. Like, the girls all had such a good time. We had a really great team put together. We had great coaches. Like, we just had too much fun, probably.
Well, and you had success with it. Success helps make it fun. Obviously, losing's not fun.
No. And we had that foundation, starting with, like, Crusaders with Vogel.
Yeah. And
doing that in 5th grade and sort of building up. So we'd put in the work, and we were ready to have a good time.
Okay, let's be 100% honest here. Is Vogel as mean as she wants to be? Like, she wants you to think she's going to be mean and hard and everything. I know her pretty well, and I know there's a sweet side to her.
I think Vogel's good for me. Yeah. Personally, I know she's been really good for me.
We're talking about assistant coach Lori Vogel, outstanding pitching coach, one of the best athletes in Q&D history, but also a person that talk about hates to lose.
Yeah, she's very serious, and I think you can take her a certain way, but I think she's always really taught me a lot, and she's been hard on me when I needed it, and I can really appreciate that.
I laugh at her. I laugh at her when she gets really intense and really upset. Yeah. And I just laugh at her.
She's funny.
She is.
She is a good time.
But think about that. You had one of the best athletes in QND history as one of your coaches. You have arguably one of the best coaches.
I was gonna say
in Quincy history.
I might be biased, but I think Coach Orn is the best coach in Quincy.
You know, you had that. You got to play with your friends. You got to play with your sister. You had 4 years of a great experience.
Yeah, it was phenomenal, and I feel like, I mean, just Coach Orn being with us the whole way, Coach Vogel being with us the whole way, and sort of adding people in. Like, people moved in and out, but they were very consistent, and we knew what they expected of us, and we delivered.
Now life changes. You don't have to get ready for tennis season. You don't have to get ready for softball season. What are you looking forward to at the college level? And not specifically about Mizzou, but and classes. But is there something you're looking forward to that you have free time to do now?
I think there's, like, when you grow up in sports and you grow up in small schools, I think it's very easy to define yourself a certain way by the people around you. And so I'm excited to see sort of what I do with free time and who I am without other people's expectations of me.
Gotcha. So when you have a little bit of free time right now, what do you like to do?
This summer I've been reading a lot, which is good. I haven't read for a while.
Mark McDowell, you did not hear that.
Sorry, Miss Lloyd. I would say I've been hanging with friends. I've been packing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're headed to Mizzou. You're going to study journalism. That's the plan. You obviously kind of started that process, working for us at Muddy River. What is it about journalism, communications, the media that got you interested?
I think what got me interested was writing. I knew I was good enough at it that I could work hard and figure it out. But I think what's really kept me here is just people. Like, this part I love. I love having conversations with people. I've got to meet a lot of really interesting people with interviews and things like that, and it's really nice to just talk to people and ask them questions that are difficult sometimes.
To me, that is always the best part of my job. Yes, I'm a sports fan, have been ever since I was little. I played sports growing up, played sports throughout my life. But the conversations I have with people, whether it's sitting in the stands at a game or near the stands, whether it's hanging out in the dugout or the locker room or wherever, those conversations are what bring me back and make me want to work harder for those people. Those personal relationships you build with coaches and athletes. I mean, you've seen it.
And people are really, especially athletes who don't get a lot of coverage, like the girls gymnastics or the cross country team. They've all been really, really grateful just to have that, and you can tell it's important to them, and so it's important to me too.
Well, and one of the things I've always tried to do throughout, and I think you've seen this when being around me, not just the summer, but with your teams and stuff, I don't want to interview the same person every game.
Right.
I try to make sure not everybody, because it's hard. Some people just don't play and don't fit into the narrative you have to tell. But I try to interview as many people as possible because it's a team sport. And
there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that you don't really notice. Like, not everyone can hit a home run in a postseason game. Like, you get the rare Addi, Schuck, and Brooke Bowden, but like, you also have Alyssa Lee making a diving catch. You have, people all around the field that are doing big things just in smaller ways.
I think the fun thing about what we do in the media is we get to tell stories that maybe Joe fan didn't see sitting in the stands. Like, they see the final score, they know who the winning pitcher is, or they know who scored the most points in a basketball game or had the most rushing yards. But how'd that come about? Who made the key play to let that happen? Who made the block that sprung a guy for a 60-yard touchdown run? That's the stuff we got to see. We got to try to see and tell those stories.
And that, and who's been picking each other up in practice, who keeps the team going when it gets tough.
Obviously, you've done podcasts with us. You've written stories. You've taken photos. Is there one thing that has kind of jumped out to you this summer that you went, I didn't realize that's how it worked, or, man, that's more fun than I thought it would be? Is there anything that surprised you?
I've really, really enjoyed the podcast. Like, I did not expect to enjoy that as much, but I love to talk. I love to talk, and I love to hear myself talk, and so podcast was a lot of fun for me. Now,
if I went to your coaches and asked them, does Addi Zanger like to talk?
She's so quiet. Never heard her speak. Coach Warren will tell you.
But you come from a sports family.
Yes.
Your mom played sports, your dad played sports, coached sports. What has that meant to have? I mean, your brother played, your sister played. It's a sports family. What has that meant to you to be part of that?
It's something we can have in common, even when we're upset with each other, families fight, stuff like that. It's something that we can do together.
Yeah.
And like my dad coached me since I was since I started softball.
Yeah.
He coached me all through Little League, coached me in high school. Like, he's just always been there. And even though, I don't really like to listen to my dad when he's coaching me, I sort of learned to, and
Yeah.
he knows what he's talking about. And it's just been really cool to see how that love sort of carries over even after you're done playing.
Your older brother Logan played soccer. Quincy Norgan played at John Wood. He's going to Mizzou as well, not studying journalism,
No.
but going to Mizzou, and he's also moving on past the athletic realm. Have you two talked about that, about how life is changing for both of you with this next step?
A little bit. I talked to him about sort of self-discipline. He likes to work out and stuff like
Okay.
that. So we've been talking about that. And he just, it is a big change to be having something to do all the time.
Yeah.
And then you go to college and you don't have anything to do.
Yeah.
You're not at school 8 hours and then 2 hours of practice. And
Yeah, you might have days where you only have 3 or 4 hours of school,
I
if
would
that.
say I have 2 classes a day. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself.
That's a pretty good schedule.
Yeah, it's a really nice schedule.
But you'll have your brother on campus.
Yeah.
I know you're not living together or things like that, but
Well-
he'll be nearby if you need something.
He'll be very nearby. He was supposed to be in a different dorm completely, and then they moved him around, and so he's the room directly under me, which is so great.
That's good.
It'll be okay.
Could also be bad.
We can share stuff though.
That's true.
I got the microwave, he got the mini fridge. We'll split.
That'll work.
Yeah.
That'll work. I know you're excited about going to Mizzou. I'm so excited for you. I love Columbia. Love the campus. Spent a lot of time there, even postgraduate. Obviously I lived in Columbia and worked at the paper there after I graduated. So you're going to enjoy it.
I'm very excited.
Mizzou Rah.
Mizzou Rah.
Well, you go enjoy college. You will see more of Addi Zanger on Muddy River. You'll see her name. Hopefully you'll see her with some video stuff. Who knows what'll happen in the next coming months, years. We'll see how it goes.
We'll see.
Yeah, but you will see more of her. Thank you for joining the team. Thank you for being a part of this. And look forward to doing this some more.
Thank you for this experience.
Awesome.
It's been great.
For Addi Zanger, I'm Matt Schuckman. This has been another episode of Schuck on a Truck.
Muddy River Sports. Our home, our sports.